Hey guys, it's your girl Marielle. Welcome back to my channel, Friday Night Light Movie Reviews, where we do reactions and reviews to TV shows, movies, and other digital content. So today we're going to be talking about a Netflix movie called Power of the Dog, which was an adaptation from the book by the same name, directed by Jane Campion. So, we're going to talk about the things we like, the things we didn't like, what I recommend you guys watching it, and where it falls on our Christmas tree because we're being festive for the month of December. So don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button, y'all. Become a part of the family. Please share this video, you guys. And as always, hit me up on my other digital content, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Those links will be put down in the description bar below. So let's just talk about this plot. So a domineering rancher is very unhappy and gives cruelty and mocks his brother's new wife and her son. And this huge impasse comes between the family and the brothers. So the movie is starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Kirsten Dunst, Jesse Plemons, and Jodie Smith-McPhee. So right out the gate, I will say Benedict Cumberbatch never disappoints me. Everything that he is behind, he gives 100%. He always gives his all, no matter what character he is playing. He did the damn thing in this movie. Kirsten Dunst, low-key, very shocked with the performance that she gave. Growing up watching her on scene, this is something that I thought I would never see her play. Yes, she has played iconic characters like Marie Antoinette, but when I tell you the way she looked in this movie, her hair, her demeanor, she did amazing. And I see why they picked her for this character, because she came out the gate, bro, heavy. Her son, who is played by Jodie Smith-McPhee, he's gentle but weird at the same time. He gives me a Norman Bates kind of feel. Not like he wants to kill his mom, but you know what I mean. And the relationship between Kirsten Dunst and Jodie Smith-McPhee's characters, Rose and Peter, was sweet but toxic. But we kind of get why, because his father committed suicide. She was a widow, trying to keep herself together, raising her son, and she has a little bit of issue with the drink, right? So I will say in the beginning, I was saying it's kind of slow, but as the movie progressed and has the scenes kind of switched and going on to different characters, it really did pull me in and it drew me in. I just was very glad that I stayed for the whole thing. The internal torture, if you will, for each character was powerful, especially Benedict Cumberbatch character, whose character's name is Phil Burnbank. So Jesse Plemons and Benedict Cumberbatch play brothers, George and Phil Burbank. And George's character was a very sweet man, but was kind of tired of the rigmarole of what he was doing. I think he felt like he could do something better and that he was tired of being lonely. So when he met Rose, Kirsten Dunst's character, and really wanted to do something, he went out and got it. But we see his internal torture too when Rose, Kirsten Dunst, is trying to acclimate with him as husband and wife, and he just was like, I never thought this would be my life. I've been alone all the time. Like, this is very new to me. So that internal torture of trying to walk on eggshells to make sure that nothing goes wrong was definitely a battle that character played in. With Phil's internal torture, I do believe it was about things not changing and also his sexuality, because the way he talked about this rancher that taught him and his brother everything that they know, it was way more than admiration, way more as appreciation. It felt very intimate the way he talked about him day in and day out. And because he couldn't be who he wanted to be, he was very mean, he was very abrupt, even with his brother. So when the brother changed up the scene and brought a son and a wife, and that his brother wasn't going to be talking to him every day, living, in the same bedroom and everything like that, he got pissed. So he took it out on Rose and Peter, which brings us to why Peter's character was the way it was. He wanted to please his mother. He even narrated that through the movie. What son doesn't want to make sure that his mother is okay? And Kirsten Dunst character Rose still dealing with her alcoholism and the shock of also being alone and knowing that her son is gonna one day leave her too. That was this huge thing. So that four-way dynamic with all of them dealing with that torture. Peter with his not wanting to be his father. He don't want to be an alcoholic. He don't want to commit suicide, but he does want to be good for his mother. He does want to walk in those footsteps as his father was a doctor. And I think the internal fear of Phil is what made Rose's character despise him so much. When I tell you how powerful Benedict Cumberbatch's character was, there was a scene where we see him laying on the ground, passing this scarf or something like that on his body, and just kind of picturing sexual things because he puts it in his pants and then he gets into the water. And Peter sees this, trying to get another animal that he can dissect because he did it with the rabbit. So there's another scene where we see Peter dissecting a cow, and Rose not wanting Peter to go with Phil because she knows that he's this mean person. So Rose gives away his hides. That's the most important thing in this movie, I believe. And when Phil wanted to put hands on Rose, George, again, not wanting to deal with loneliness, was just like, look, she didn't know. I apologize for her. We'll figure it out. Peter sees the anger in Phil's eyes about his mother, holds on to that narration in the beginning, and says, I have hides, but I'm willing to give it to you. I was going to use it for, school purposes, but I want to give it to you. Phil's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Now, the end was surprising and kind of not at the same time. I say that because when we talk about the scene where Peter gives the hide to Phil, Phil wakes up one day and has this gross wound on his hand. Now, mind you, in the days that this movie is out, anthrax is really heavy because it was in the animals. You need to be very careful. Phil dies. And the coroner is like, I can't find anything else. The only thing that I can think of is anthrax. Now remember, Peter skinned that hide and he wanted it for the braiding. We see Peter holding the hide with gloves on. So, yes, this is a spoiler. Peter killed Phil so his mother would be happy, so she would stop drinking because she was so stressed about having Phil around her husband, around him. And he just took it in and was okay with it. Had no qualms about what he did. That's why I say Peter's character kind of reminded me of Norman Bates, just on the opposite side. He was happy that he did something for his mother and he killed a man and nobody even gonna know that I did it. So you guys, I'm giving Power of the Dog 5 Christmas trees. It was amazing. Benedict Cumberbatch was ridiculously amazing in this movie. It was his most powerful character to date, and I can't wait for the rest of anything he does. I understand the Oscar buzz. So definitely check this movie out. We are at the end of this video. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I put up a new video. As always, stay safe, be courageous, and I will see you guys in the next one.